Hi, welcome to my video on my BeagleBoard in combination with the fischertechnik rubber interface and my carriage propelled with a motor and on some rails. Last time I replaced the green version by this yellow whatever it may be as a rails. This gives a big improvement on speed. However, what is still needed is the working of the sonar and the use of this switch in combination with the lamp. So let's first try to run everything, and I expect things not to go very good. Somehow it works in the sense that the sonar works, because as you can see the fan keeps running until it is within a certain distance of the sonar, which is exactly what it's supposed to do. But for some reason it is not going forward. So every now and then it needs a little bit of help. So the sonar does work. Obviously, so it is time to have the touch sensor in place and see how that works out. The only problem is that the position of the sensor is of course crucial. Should it be here, and in what position should it be? So let me fake the touch, and you see that upon the touch the light burns. So there are still some flaky things in this. There it goes again. And of course the sensor is only pressed when it reaches the outer end of the track, like now. And this is what should happen, so I will concentrate on the place and the exact location of the sensor. So that's for now the objective. As you can see, I have mounted the touch sensor in this way. I also put a little notch here, which should touch the sensor exactly in the right place. The problem is that it is rather flexible, so I'll yet have to see that it works the way I want. So let's start the program again. Okay, and if I, oops, that is not going to work. And it has not enough force to actually push the sensor in. So that is quite unfortunate. And it could even be that this length is not long enough to have it get enough speed to do it. It's very well possible. So I might have to extend the whole track. Apart from that, will I gain enough speed? I have no idea. But I think that is about the only way I can check that. And yes, I manually forced the lamp to burn. So this is no use. I really do have to figure something out that it gains enough speed, or use a different sensor. And that is something I might do. For the merest one robot, I used a light sensor with a lens lamp, and that might be the solution. So it needs no force to push a sensor in, but it just has to interrupt the light beam. And that may be it. So it's either extending this track for maybe gaining enough speed, or something like that. What I can also do is reposition the sensor so it rides over it. That's also a possibility, and I think that's simpler to implement for now. So let's see. First thing right now is that I mounted the sensor upside down. So when it reaches it, it pushes it in. And let's see what difference that makes. I still have to hold it. And now the problem is, why doesn't it go further? This is very curious. there it actually comes near. Now it goes back and forth just a few centimeters and doesn't even come close to the sensor. And even if I would have the light sensor here, it would be no use because it doesn't even come close. Okay, let me lift it because that was close. This is very annoying, boring, and whatever you can call it, with a big question mark on why doesn't it go further to the sensor. It comes very close. Come on. Oops. And now it's off the tracks, and now on the tracks again. So, alright. So this is not watchable. It comes for some reason, even after so many attempts, not close to the sensor. And like I said earlier, this this makes it also no use to change sensor into a light sensor. Also the stability remains an issue. The question is, what can I do about that? I already brought the height of the whole system down. I can put it even lower, but if you look at I can do this or that, but what it comes down to, I have to mind the propeller, the fan, and to be honest, I don't think that matters anyway. So with this, I don't know what to do about this. I can do more tests, but the only thing that matters is I want it to reach the sensor, and so far it doesn't. Up to new ideas. Another attempt to get the touch sensor work is to have it slide in between the wheels and then have it press down. Unfortunately, due to the flexibility of the yellow tracks and the flexibility of this, I have to hold it, and then maybe it just works. So let's start it. Oops. And where does it go wrong now? And one problem is the flexibility of the pins where the wheels are mounted. Because they might get stuck against the sensor. And so far it slides nicely in, but it doesn't make a very good impression on the sensor. And now I lift it slightly, and that means that the carriage gets stuck. So even this is not a very good idea. So the weight is just too little, and that makes me wonder if this will ever work. Maybe I should make the carriage a little bit heavier. Another idea is, of course, to get some fixing underground where the whole track is mounted upon. Although that will increase the rigidness of the whole thing, without increasing the weight of the carriage, I think it won't do much. However, the earlier mentioned light sensor may just be the solution of this. And then there's hoping that it will make it to the entire end of the track, because as you saw earlier, even that is no guarantee. So I think I will try just the mounting now and see what happens then with the flexibility or not. I constructed some kind of underground, and I hope it makes it more solid. However, it does not take away the flexibility of the tracks, but it does make sure that the ends won't lift from the ground. So that's one advantage. Let's see how it works out. And although it is very light and hardly any resistance, this is a bit odd behavior, that it seems to be not quite what it should be, and I find something else. And I'll stop the algorithm for a bit, because there's a gap coming between the cone and the fan. So I put it back against the cone. So for some reason that is also a problem. And start again. Whoa! I didn't quite expect that to happen. Oops. And the wheels are not now off the tracks. So this isn't quite as stable as I hoped. And I am afraid that the only thing that can be done to keep it more stable is either to lift it up and put some wheels at the underside of the tracks, because with this lack of stability a light sensor doesn't make much sense either. What I also can try is make it a hanging carriage, which will be very interesting as well, how that would work. So far it it behaves kind of normally, not consistent because you can see that the distance to the sonar and to the backside varies. So maybe there's some resistance in the carriage itself, in the suspension. Who knows? I can't measure it. That's the only explanation I can give. So I think with this idea, let me shift it so you can see the sonar as well. So for next time, two possibilities, either hanging or wheels at the underside of the track. We'll see. And this behavior isn't good either. So to prevent any more damage, if any, I will stop it. Yeah, so either hanging or wheels at the underside of the track. We'll see what happens next time. For now, thank you for watching, and to be continued.